Thank you guys for the cheers. It was so God-sending, and thank you for telling me good luck for tomorrow. I really appreciate that. So let me start again. Hello, everyone. Before I begin, let's have a word of prayer. Dear God, thank you for this weekend. Thank you for discovery. Thank you for bringing us here to this dry, nice environment of Homewood Rec Center. Thank you for your attendance of the middle schoolers, high schoolers, and adults. Lord, let my talk remind all that they're all created for a purpose. Amen. What's up, guys? You may know me as my Dr. Love videos, One Happy Team Stream, or pretty much the face of Sunday night. But today, there are no gimmicks. Let me introduce myself in my Homewood nickname, Armour. But today, there are no gimmicks again, and my name is Jacob Armour. I'm a senior at Homewood High School. I'm on the track team, and I'm in the band. Next year, I'll be attending Jefferson State Community College. Go Pioneers! As you guys may know, I am a comic book fan, so this is my origin story. Let's go back when I was in 7th grade in Homewood Middle School. I guess, would you say I had pretty much a normal middle school life. I was on the football team with Coach Robbie Gibbons. And I was a part of what is now called the Homewood Trendsetters with DJ Coach Seals, who was awesome last night at our after party. So, those who think I had a pretty much more than normal middle school life, well, you're wrong. See, when I was 9 years old, I was diagnosed, thought to be ADHD. This condition made me abnormal in school. I was teased and bullied for being different, and I thought that I was created for a purpose of being a laughingstock. But to make people forget that I was different, I decided to play football. During the time of playing football, my grandmother was in and out of the hospital. My grandmother always encouraged me to go to church every time I would spend the night at her house. She was the most down-to-earth person I've ever known. After the homecoming game and dance, my mother woke me up the next morning to go to the hospital about my grandmother. I had suspicions that something was wrong. Once we got into the hospital room, I saw my family being sad. And next thing you know, I see my grandmother lying in the hospital bed. I did not realize that I was talking to her for the last time. Later on that night, my mother told me that she's gone. My emotions were all over the place. I wanted to cry, but I held it in. And once I got in my room, I just felt angry. I just felt angry at God, and I questioned him. Why did she have to go? See, I thought you were supposed to heal people. In 8th grade, after Christmas break, I came back to school with a new attitude, and it was not a good one, and I did not realize that I had not gotten over her death. With that new attitude, I was aggressive and bitter towards my peers and teachers. I did not want to go to Element. I did not want to learn about God or anything, but when my mom asked me if I wanted to go, I did not want to learn about God. I was just coming for the food and the fun. A month later, I was still angry and still depressed. I received a text message. It was no ordinary text message. It was a message from Element, reminding me that Discovery Weekend is coming up. I signed up, but I forgot all about it. So I went. After each service and worship song, I wasn't feeling it. Then, after the forgiveness service, I heard David Thompson say, if you would like to talk to someone, you can go ahead. So I went into a dim lit room, and I see 3 adults and chairs praying for a student. Then I found an open seat, and across from me was Brian Erickson. I explained my problems to Brian, and he asked if I've ever been baptized before. And I said I had not. Then he asked, would you like to be? At first, I had cold feet. Then I just realized the commitment was too serious and I wasn't ready. After the sanctuary service, I went to Brian and I told him, yes, I would like to be baptized. Then at Horses, where we should be, thank you, Rain, in the middle of that freezing cold lake, I was baptized. It was the greatest day of my life, and it was a surreal moment. I felt new, and it showed me that I was created for a purpose of hearing God's calling. Was this the end of my story? Not at all. The next few weeks, I spent thinking, what is next for me? That thought stayed with me for the rest of spring, then summer came along. One day at the church, at the time, she was named Brian Clayton, asked me if I'd sign up for SOS. I didn't know what SOS was. Later on, when I got home, I told my mom about it. I'd done some research, and once I researched, I saw that SOS is a summer mission trip that takes place in Memphis, Tennessee, where we repair houses. Then the cold feet, it again. I was going to be away from my family for a week, and I would have to spend my birthday away from them. Then listen to others talk about how SOS changed them, and realizing a few months ago how much my baptism changed me. I decided to go. During the work days at SOS, I was not proficient at using the tools, and I thought I would be dead weight to my group. It occurred to me that one of my group leaders asked for a roofing shingle. It was a 45-pound roofing shingle that no one could get. So I grabbed the roofing shingles and I sprinted up the ladder. It occurred to me that I could use the strength that God gave me. At the end of the trip, I realized that I was created for a purpose of leadership by hearing God's calling. A guy named Paul, or as you guys want to put in your own other vocabulary, a dude named Paul, who wrote a lot of books of the Bible. And one of those books Paul talks about is purposeful leadership. It says, we are his workmanship, created in Jesus Christ for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Ephesians 2:10. Raise your hand. Excuse me for that. Got a little lost in track. My favorite superhero character is Spider-Man. Raise your hand like Spider-Man. There we go. Tobey Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man. Spider-Man. His philosophy, his very own philosophy, is with great power comes great responsibility. That reminds me a lot of Spider-Man. Spider-Man is fulfilling his purpose for the greater good. Like our friend Paul said, that there is a purpose in everyone, and that purpose will be fulfilled with great things for the greater good. That reminds me a lot of Spider-Man. Saving citizens in New York, beating up the bad guys, whole story you see in the movies and comics, but once Peter Parker got bitten by that radioactive spider, he became Spider-Man. Doing the same thing, saving citizens of New York, beating up the bad guys, getting the girl. But once Jacob Armour got baptized, he goes out of his comfort zone and to serve others and not getting the girl. It's problem season. Christ created us for a purpose, so we can do good things and good works in life. It happened to me, and hopefully it'll happen to you. After 3 years of SOS, I went to my old friend, buddy, mentor I like to annoy, Robert. I went to Robert one summer, and I asked him, I want to go to the Panama mission trip. Once I signed up, I was ready to go. It was gonna be my first time out of the country. I'll have to be a long way from my family. Sorry, Mom. Once the excitement of going to Panama was wearing off a little, on April 17th, 2018, I suffered a seizure. I spent roughly 5 hours in the emergency department, and I was wondering, this is gonna be my roadblock to Panama. I spent most of my spring and summer getting a test done, and my question to my doctor was, am I clear to go? I started to think that I was created for a purpose, a failure. So finally, the doctor told me I could go. That seizure was even created for a purpose, to discover my actual diagnosis. By the way, according to that diagnosis, I shouldn't be here talking to you guys, but God had a purpose for me to do so. So I went to Panama. During the work days of Panama, I worked with strong Panamanians who were good workers and good soccer players, and I made friends who became my best friends. From all the worst times to the happiest times to the greatest times, I am grateful to get the chance to tell my purpose from all of you. I am grateful. These are my words of wisdom, my wisdom to you. I know it's the last day of discovery, but it's not over yet. But here's something I want you to take to your D groups, home, or school, hopefully while you're exhausted tomorrow morning. You heard my purpose and Spider-Man's purpose. Now, I want to hear your purpose. Once you split into your D groups, remember, this isn't about me. This is about you. I know it sounds cliche, but discovery can mean so many things, but the key word is discovery. You are discovering God's love and your purpose. Here's one question. What is your purpose? I found my purpose last summer. My purpose is to be a great leader and to inspire others. This purpose led me into an incredible path. Element is my path. Element is my path to this purpose. I started this path of leading in 2015, and I'll be on this path forever. This is your moment. This is your discovery high. My discovery moment happened 4 years ago, and it changed my life, and hopefully your discovery moment will change your life. It happened to me, and it will happen to you. Trust me on this one. After discovery is over, you should continue to know your purpose, and remember, Discovery Weekend 2019.